Damn, dude.
Going down, ladies and gents. Welcome to the last one of the debriefments in Austin, Texas. We have officially finished our contract. It's been a wild ride here. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of things, learned a lot of things.
Yeah, it was cool, dude. I mean, I have no issue with this unit. I know, it seems like this unit has a high turnover rate, too. I was talking to some of our nurses on our last shift that people are like leaving left and right. So, I mean, if you don't like your unit, there's plenty of opportunity elsewhere, but I don't see why people are leaving here. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I haven't heard nurses today talking about getting their raises, hopefully there's an increase in raises. I mean, nurses out there, it's tough being a staff nurse if you don't like it. There's other options, just traveling. It's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, but we respect you, staff nurses, because we're there to fill the void. If there was no staff nurses, then I guess I don't know how that would work.
And we're all there with one common goal: patient care and provide the best care. And
yeah, it's cool because as travel nurses, like I think I mentioned this before, it's like you go to units and you help out. And I mean, unless you're a female nurse, because female nurses make a lot more money because they're just there for emergencies. Usually, if you're not a female nurse, people don't mind you. Female nurses kind of sometimes are almost like disliked, you could say, because they get paid those high contracts and everybody knows it, so everyone kind of gets upset sometimes. But on the flip side, like we're planning to go to San Diego. No contract technically right now, no housing right now as well. So we're all working on that, and I know this video's gonna be launched a little bit later, but this is a Sunday right now. We just got out of work, and technically we fly out Wednesday to San Diego, and we don't really have anything, set in stone. With our housing option fell through, our contract options also fell through. So hopefully, in the next 24 to 40 hours, we can finalize that. But it's kind of how travel nursing works. You don't always get the most ideal things, and
you have to learn how to be uncomfortable in the unknown and trust the process that things are going to work out.
Yeah, especially now because the pandemic is going on. So like before the pandemic, nurses were signing contracts like a month at a time, month and a half, and they were solid, they were solidified. But now since the pandemic is happening, the turnover is like for the contracts a little bit higher. So a lot of hospitals don't really release their needs until like 2 weeks before their initial contract start date, you could say. So it's a little tough, a little bit more challenging, a little more stressful. But you're technically getting paid more now during the pandemic than you are during regular. You could say the regular travel nursing season, which is a plus. I guess you kind of get reimbursed for your stress, but it's definitely a little bit stressful. Even a travel nurse that we're talking to on days, his friend's also looking for a contract, and she's having a hard time too. But it seems like it's more of a recruiter issue on that end than actually finding a job. But if you want to get the higher rates, you got to kind of wait a little bit. And why they're doing this is because before, travel nurses would sign a month ahead of time, and then they would cancel their contract like a week out, 2 weeks out, because they would find even a higher paying contract. So hospitals kind of picked up on this, and they're like, okay, if nurses are canceling, we don't want to be scrambling. We'd rather have the travel nurses scrambling for contracts than the hospital is scrambling for travel nurses, because then they got to, of course, increase their pay because nobody really wants to take a contract on the last minute, so then they're dishing out more money. So kind of the typical healthcare system puts all the problems back on our nurses. So it's what it is. Hopefully we'll land something here shortly.
And if you're kind of wondering, those that watch these videos, why we're in a different car, on our last 3 shifts, we had a freaking funny situation that went down. Basically, on our way to work on the second day, night 2 out of 3, we got a flat tire 1 mile away from work, had to pull over, and we try to get a tire fixed. There's no flat tire, there's no spare tire in the trunk on rental cars. I guess it's a liability for you to fix your own tire, / you could probably make more money if you have to call for roadside assistance, and we have to get our car towed. So what happened? I
was talking to a travel nurse real quick, so I don't forget, is she bought a new car, and she says that most cars nowadays, if not all, like 2022 and newer, they all have run flats.
That's convenient.
So that's why they don't have a spare, but obviously our tires weren't run flat tires, because our thing dipped down hard.
Yeah, so what ended up happening is we got picked up by a towing truck. I got dropped off at work, went to go do my shift an hour late. Peter went to go pick up a car, and finished our shift. But it hasn't been difficult for me personally the last couple nights. I did gave quite a bit of blood this week with these rows. I gave 2 units of blood on 2 different occasions on shifts. One was a patient, which is a very sad case. Ethics is involved. He basically suffered a anoxic brain injury post-code, and family doesn't want to let go of him.
Is that our friend? Is that our buddy?
No, another person. That man went on hospice. Finally, RIP to that man. And he's not brain death or brain dead because he does have myoclonic jerks and things like that. But family's just kind of delaying things as well, which is sad. And they have like 10 days to decide now on where they're going to choose hospice, because that's it. It's end of the road. Bad wound, came in for sepsis for that, secondary to a DQ stage 4. And it's just so sad how neglected you can be. Like, he's stiff as a board, man. You lay this guy flat, and his body is like this when you turn him. Like, he's just, he's unfortunately a rotting corpse, and that's, you know, it's so sad to say, but it is what it is. The man needs peace and rest. And it's sad when, you know, you come to work and you want to take care of your patient and do the right thing, and sometimes you're taking care of the patient, but there's no benefit to him. There's other benefits, like going to hospice in this case. So
yeah, it's like not even putting a band-aid on something anymore. It's just like you're doing like no benefit, which sucks. And that's kind of the thing. That's like a phenomenon that occurs in all hospitals. It's always like a family thing, you know. Even in Chicago, same thing. Santa Monica, same thing. Pasadena, same thing. Where it's ultimately the family's decision, and you could preach to the choir all you want. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it.
He's got to be your patient advocate to the best ability and go from there. Yeah. And I took care of my first kidney transplant as well, which was pretty cool. Unfortunately, he was just in a lot of pain from the abdominal discomfort from the PCA. Super hypertensive in the 200s, and I tried to transfer him to the floor. We couldn't do that. We couldn't control his blood pressure. Held him over a day. If
I remember correctly, don't they want him a little bit hypertensive though? For like the better renal perfusion?
Yeah, not in this case. He was way too hypertensive. Yeah. Did abdominal pelvis, see what's going on, because he had so much distension. His blood dropped to 6.4 in the morning, give him a unit of blood. And one thing about night switches I'm not going to miss is trying to call a doctor continuously. It took like 2 hours to get a hold of the transplant surgeon to finally get some orders in. Like the CT of the abdomen and stuff. But I had him on the 3rd day. He's doing a lot better. We started his hypertensives, and kidney donor successful. Didn't need any dialysis the past couple days because he was hyperkalemic. So today in the morning, his potassium finally dropped under 5 without dialysis. We just gave him 120 milligrams of Lasix, so happy for him.
Yeah, do you know if it was a cadaver kidney or a live kidney?
It was from a deceased patient. I don't know if I could say it on the camera what happened, but
what is
deceased?
Deceased.
Young guy.
Okay. Oh, but yeah, there's live cadaver in that case.
No.
Because when they do cadavers, and they do sometimes fairly well, but cases like that do a lot better. My 3 nights, I've had the same 2 patients. It's just nothing crazy going on. I gave some blood. I had a patient with vasovagal for me. He had a flexion, so I think he was vasovagal because of the flexi, to be honest. But like, he's on Nimbex, paralytic, and propofol and Fent, so it shouldn't be happening, you know. But it is what it is. But he vasovagal, so when you vagal down, heart rate dropped to like 52, pressures dropped to like 70s over 20s, O2 set dropped to like 72, all like in one time. And we're like scrambling to figure out like what the hell is going on, because we didn't really, that wasn't our first thing. Was not for our first thought process wasn't he's vasovagulating. Thought process is he's trying to die or something, you know. That was something was going on. But I'm like thinking like, you know, we haven't done anything different for him. He had a flexi, and maybe he's vasovagulating. So I just kind of I didn't put the propofol because of the pressures, but like he kind of came out of it, you could say. And when I was talking to his wife during the day, when she came in the morning, he's like, yeah, usually he strains real bad and he has a hard time going, so he probably did that, what you're thinking.
Same thing.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, he was on FiO2 of 80%, people of 8, and during that whole process, you know, I completely turned off his sedation and his paralytic because I needed his blood pressure to come back up because I didn't have any levo to work with. And then we also cranked him to 100% FiO2, all these people up to 10, and he came out of it within, I want to say, like 3 or 4 minutes. those were tough 3 or 4 minutes, you know, to look at that all your numbers start to alarm. And he came out of it, and then ever since then, he's been at 90% FiO2, peak of 8, and then we had to bump him up back up to peak of 9 a little bit later. And then right now he's at 100% FiO2 and peak of 9. So he's not trying to get in the right direction. He's an old kidney transplant, cabbage ×5 back in the day. But the family's still very hopeful. So, you know, it's gonna be one of those situations that probably you have on your hand too, but hopefully they make a decision. I know they had some family come visit, so maybe everybody saw what's going on, they make a collective decision. The other guy actually was cool because they started him on psych medications, and he wasn't as crazy as he normally is. This is the best I've seen him. I was able to almost get him off the Versed. I had him at 5 of Versed. I got him all the way down to 2. I didn't touch the probe, and I didn't touch the Precedex as well, nor the Fen. So we left it at that, and he seems to be doing a little bit better. The wild guy, you know, so he's trach now, he seems to be a little bit better. So it's just a waiting game. The thing is, he has no insurance, so it's gonna be hard to find a place for him. So they gotta figure out the cost thing, and then we can't get him off the sedation yet. So like he's stuck in the ICU for a little bit, probably for the next at least 2 or 3 weeks, I want to say, unfortunately. So, and I don't know, 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, but one of those things, you know.
Yeah. All right, boys and girls, we have arrived in our place here. We got 3 more days before we fly out. So next stop, we'll see you guys in San Diego.
Yep. Have a good one, guys. Good luck out there.
Peace.